All right, let's look at a couple more. I think you'll be about ready. Control-Alt-Shift-E to make a duplicate here. I'm just going to go in and go to Distort, and we've got a bunch of cool stuff in here, such as Spherize. This is a lot like Bloat inside of Liquify, so if I just apply this, we have just this one big bloop, bloat effect going on. We also have Filter, Distort, Pinch. Guess what that is? That's right. It's the opposite. It has kind of a strange effect here because we bloated and then pinched. You can do that more than once, of course. Whoa, starts getting crazy. Watch out though, that is a default. You could make a selection and then maybe a softer selection. Let me just go to select and modify feather. I'll add something like a 60 pixel feather. And if I switch over to the quick mask mode, we can see what that will look like. Pop back out. Now we'll do a pinch, and you can see that we're dragging away from the center point, which is something you want to be cautious about just dropping in on. And then you could filter bloat, distort, bloat at the, sorry, spherize rather than bloat. And now we've got some crazier effects going on. Okay, so we've got that. What else do we have? Let's do a rectangular marquee tool up here and go to Filter, Distort, and we have Pinch, which is like a pucker effect. Let's roll down a little bit further. We have Filter, Distort, Polar Coordinates, which allows us, this is essentially creates a polar coordinate effect like you'd see on a globe. You have to a rectangle, we'll just kind of, let me zoom out, kind of go flying down. You have rectangle to polar, which should create a kind of loop coming out from the center. I'm going to do that one, which I think is pretty interesting. Let me grab another marquee tool, and I'm going to go to Filter, Distort, Ripple, which is just a ripple. Let me zoom out so we can see it. Let's have a huge amount. And it's essentially creating a different size ripple effect, like a little pond. And you can see you have small, medium, and large, which is just the size of that ripple. Now, there are distorts that do that with more controls over it, so maybe hold off on that. Let's go to Filter, Distort, Shear. Uh-oh. Shear might not be super happy. Let's see if we can recover from this. Oh, this might be bad. Hold. Yeah, that was pretty bad. So do watch out. Save often. Don't be like me. Let's save as. Notice that it did its best to recover. We'll call this version 4 just to be on the safe side. That's okay. All right. And let's grab a chunkier and we'll go to Filter, Distort. We'll try that again. We'll just do a shear. And man, it's doing its best. It is clearly not loading this correctly. I'm somewhat fearful. It's supposed to create a wave effect that we can control. Well, the preview is just not working. You saw how I drew out that wave? Well, it tried to create that wave throughout the whole process. It's generally very useful. Do save before you start doing those distorts. Let's do a Filter, Distort, Twirl, which is just a little spin. Tell it okay. And yeah, that's about it. And then you've got, let's save again. Why not? Filter, Distort, Wave. And here's the one I was talking about. Wave grants you the ability to generate, my preview's bust on here, generate different waves. Amplitude is height. Wavelength is the space between it. Scale is how big the whole thing is across the image, either horizontal or vertical. You can wrap around, so if you do a distort that would push pixels away, it will come over on the other side, or you can just repeat the edge, so if it starts pulling something, it will just smear it across. Wrap around usually works pretty well. The types of the shapes are sine wave, which is just a sort of gentle up and down wave. Think of it as an S on the side. A triangle wave, which is little zigzag pyramids, and a square wave, which goes up, across, down, across, up, across, down. That's all. You just can't see them in my preview since I'm having some issues. All right, and that will do some really crazy effects. If your preview is working correctly, it will allow you to change things very easily and according to your own controls. In my case, no. We also have zigzag. Let me grab one more marquee across. Here we go. And filter, distort, zigzag. Now this one's fun. It will essentially push or pull a chunk out like a little target coming across. And you have the ridges that appear in it. And you can do from the center, which will change the amount and the number of ridges. From outer from center, which changes, again, the structure. This is very tiny on my screen, but if you look at it on your own, you'll see the effect immediately. And pawn ripples, which we just looked at. I'm just going to go ahead and do around the center, which I think is more fun, and tell it OK. And we immediately get some strange distortion effects. So distort's a great way to get started earlier on, maybe not such a great way to finish it off as it goes. I'm going to Control-Alt-Shift-E to build a new copy of this real fast. And we'll explore just a little bit of how to smush stuff around. I will see you on the next video.